stumbling something which at the end of the day it's not your fault. It just comes in. There are negative things. Nobody call for certain diseases that comes into our life. It might be accidentally in the air and you breathe in and you got that cough. It might be something that is, the world is full of mixed positive and negative things, good things and bad things. They are all in there. And so if you are stumbling and things are not working out, clearly it is not in the way. It is not really that it is not necessarily your fault or the faith you believe in or what you might have considered yourself to be believing in. No, it's not to do with that. To find out the answer, logically ask yourself. You finalize your situation and realize that the ultimate answer to everything or everything that you have thought about or you keep thinking about is that God is God being God. Is all the faith that have been declared, are they in that class of unionship? And if you don't see that, you shouldn't conclude that as the ultimate God. You must see it as gods in their own denominations, in whatever they are, in how they really, really and truly are, in terms of the powers that have been exhibited in whatever they do. You sort of relate it to yourself or to other and realize that, is this thing so great? Is this thing so wonderful? Is it so strange? And if it's not, you will make your mind up yourself. I mean, if I were to be given the privileges that I had now, maybe 10 or 20 years ago, maybe situations won't be as it is. I would have been more appreciative than now the situation that I'm in. You've covered almost all your life is taken so far and so much has been wasted. How are you going to put it all together again? That's not an easy task at all. But at the end of the day, what do we have to do? We have to do the effort as long as we have breath in us to move on. So as I said, if I turn into the books and as I keep sharing with you, I expect you to sort of look into these books and carefully analyze things and realize that if you're a Christian or you're a Muslim, as I keep pointing them out, I mean, I'm not picking up on just them because I am in that Abrahamic, what do you call it? It's not like I'm splitting, I'm bringing an argument. No. Contribution to society is what everything is about. I'm sure that was the intention of the Quran being rewritten into English, because the Quranis or the writers or publishers are trying to contribute to society. So you make up your own mind. The Bible, the same thing. Contribute to society to make up your own mind. The same thing is what this video is about. Contributing to sort of make up your own mind. And if it means that I'm exposing this, of course I have to expose this. The Quran stands for truth and honesty. The Bible stands for truth and honesty. They are not there. And if there are things, errors that might be manly made or unaccidentally being made, whichever way it is, accidentally or not accidentally, whatever it is a book is capable of errors. You have to pull it out. You have to let people know that they don't have to put their entire trust on a written book in any way. They shouldn't even think it and attribute it to the Almighty God. Why? Because when I read the things there, they do not look, higher a sense of presentation that I should think that it is from the living God. Because Allah is far beyond this wisdom. It's far beyond this wisdom in the Quran. So is Allah far beyond this wisdom in the Bible. Jehovah is far beyond this. That is, if Allah or Jehovah is the ultimate God. The ultimate God's wisdom is far beyond what is in this Bible, the Holy Bible, and the Holy Quran. Is far beyond. So it can be considered as such. If you read through the books and you read through the story, you know that it's more men putting themselves out there and experiencing things and having things are happening to them. But the things that they experience, the things that they do, God can do that, especially when they have to get some guidance or help from assistance from the living God, and the way and manner by which the help assistance will come. And sometimes the miracles or the things that happen, how they do happen, and the time that the time interval that stands within for them to be able to sort of see results. Sometimes I ask myself that if the Jewish people had not somehow, or let's say, if you read, there are stories that will come up. If they had not come out of Egypt through went through Red Sea and all those things, what really would have happened? That was a great miracle, isn't it? It was strange. Is there any God or any man that could do that? Open a whole Red Sea. I mean, I was told the sea. Today they're saying that Red Sea is not a huge, big place. They sort of devising means to say that even that issue could have happened, because they made it look like, it's a huge place. But it was a huge place. According to the source of the reading, horses and everything was swallowed up through the sea, closing together. So it was a huge place, a huge waters. But let's say that this challenge is quite something that you say that, it's divinely God that can only do that. A man dying and raising the man from the grave. I mean, what man ever raised anybody from the grave? If the person is dead, is dead. Today there's science saying that people fall in coma. If they are in coma, they somehow already and they're ejected and they are, they come conscious again. And that could be the case, that those people were in coma and all that. I mean, whatever you pass, people will come up with different things to prove that over the time we've seen these things happen, this current time. So we have every right to doubt those moments, those issues. But we don't know if that was the case. It says that somebody who died was raised. And we know that no man ever have the ability to cure a dead man and bring him back to life, except the only being the supreme God that we believe that created life or placed life on earth. Then he is the only one who can bring the dead man back to life again. So we have to really look into things. If we say God is coming back, related to, especially in the Bible, or judgment days and all those things we talk about, how should it happen? How would it happen? Why would it happen? Why would God judge anybody? You already know me from the very day I was born. God knew me before. He knew. We say God, we claim God, we define God as omniscient, omnipotent. God knew me. God knew me from the belly. So he knew all about me. He knew the things I was coming to do. Does he think that I was going to deviate? He knew I was going to deviate anyway. So he was just bringing me access to come to this world so that I would deviate, knowing the things that will happen, and then he would judge me. It doesn't really make sense. It doesn't click. It will be irrelevant to the whole situation as long as we say God is omniscient and omnipotent. It's very irrelevant to think again that he wants to judge us because he wants to condemn us or he wants to give us life. God knew from the very beginning, before I was born, that I will go to heaven or I'll go to hell. So he doesn't need to judge me again. His judgment will easily be done from the very time he set his mind and let you come to exist in this life. So if you spend your lifetime thinking that God will judge you and there will be a judgment time and all that, and you're asking yourself all these many questions that, babies, how will babies be judged then? Because babies are dying and some people are dying and all that, and people are dying not aware and all those, and how will God? You ask yourself all these silly questions because you are thinking that there will be a judgment. But if you are thinking along the line of what I'm saying, that you truly accept that there is a God, and that God is not just any other God, but a divine God who is omniscient, omnipotent, and all that, all-knowing. So at the end of the day, you know that he knew you before you were born. He knew. It's simple and easy, basic analytical approach to think. You don't need to go deeper and deeper and let the feeble stories confuse you. He was there. You don't need laws, scriptures from whatever books that you have to read commentary and all the go that far. That definition is accepted, fine. So why do we define God? That description alone can dispute the book in so many sense. Realize that it has come from so many sources. Because the good things are there, and the good things is a strong words like who God is. A great God, omnipotent, omniscient. He knows everything. So from the day I was born, what I'll be doing today, he knows what I'll be doing today. He understood clearly what I'll be doing today. He knew my future. And so is he going to trouble himself and set up what do you call it, a judiciary, what do you call it, a court